Hi guys, and welcome back for magazines number 97 and 98. Magazine 97, we have got pelvis joints. We've got two pelvis joints that both appear to be the same, and not only that, appear to be the same as the one that's already fitted, that we already fitted into one of the butt pieces. Now I know we've got another butt piece to come, so maybe we've got a third butt piece, because one of these presumably is going to go into the bendy butt piece, which is magazine 98, so stay tuned for that one. So maybe there's going to be another one. I'm not sure. But what we'll do now is we'll get these together. So we take a left and a right piece. These are the ones that look like the Space 1999 ray guns. Anyway, we take one of these, we take one of these. So we've got a spring, we've got a catch, we've got the Space 1999 ray gun. And we put... this goes in this way around, so there's a little nubbin there. Let's zoom in for you so you can see what we're doing. That might help you. Okay, so we've got a little nubbin right there. We've got a spring which sits on the little nubbin, and then these go into these locating holes with the hook facing in towards this slot, so in this orientation. So this goes in here, we wedge that in there, and that is how that will actuate. So obviously that will just spring out and vanish in front of your very eyes unless we sandwich that ASAP. So we do so, aligning the little pivot hole just there. And with that snapped together, you can see, if I hold this firmly, that is where the hinge bit goes. Quite a strong spring. So of course we need some screws. Now we need some LP screws because that is all we have. And we need here, here and here for the LP screws. If I remember rightly, when we did it before, that was the same, and then these two are when it gets fastened into the actual crotch piece thing, if I remember. You'd have thought by now that the technology would have evolved enough that they could, you know, maybe magnetize a screw head instead of the actual screwdriver, so that it attaches itself to the screwdriver tip. Because when you kind of go to fish one out using just the screwdriver, it tends to, that's just made a complete fibber of me, but it tends to kind of attach any old how it pleases, and often not by the head. Anyway, that's just me talking nonsense. So we tighten that up, and that's it. That's magazine 97. I'm going to do the same with this one, and I will be back momentarily. And we're back, and that's it. That's 1 and 2 with their springy little clicky catchers, and that's magazine 97. However, if we're going to follow this, which we must, you know, to be fair, it shows joining the hips to the legs. Ooh. So we have legs, we got legs, we got hippie bits, and this just simply snaps into place, like so. What we then have to do is attach this with a couple of LP screws, and interestingly enough, they happen to be the same as the screws that we have in here. We also seem to have the exact right number of screws, oddly, unless I've lost one, which is highly likely, because, you know, these things can happen. The question now is, how do I get this leg out of the way? Oh, that might do it, that might do it. Come on. Yeah, a little awkward, but it works. There's got to be an easier, better way to get that out of the way. I think just a longer driver makes that easier. Yeah, much easier. You have to kind of angle the leg like that, and the same on the other side. This is getting a little bit awkward because these legs are heavy. They are heavy, man. Now technically, I guess you could just clip that into place and not use those screws, because that is simply holding the bottom bit to the butt, as it were, to make sure that that's not going to fall off. And I guess if you're in a particularly sort of extreme bent pose, maybe it might have a possibility of coming loose. I don't know, but that's the legs, and I believe it shows that we can start attaching body bits, but I'm just going to pop those aside with their butt piece for a second. We're going to flip over the page, and it does indeed. So it would be incredibly cruel of me to not join the body to the legs and show you that, wouldn't it? What a shame. Let's move on to magazine 98. So, magazine 98. Oh, no, I couldn't do that to you. Okay, here you go. Magazine 98, and like an idiot there I was saying, I wonder if we're going to get two different book, well, we are, they're in magazine 98. That's my brain just kind of going, what, why have we got two of those when we've already got one of those, and we've got what, without looking at those and thinking, oh, we've got two of those as well. So that would explain it, ladies and gentlemen. We've got two of these as well. Obviously one bends to the left, down and to the left, one bends down and to the right, to the left, to the right. Anyway, we need to make sure that these go in the correct doofers, and I'm kind of hoping that these are marked, and they don't seem to be. Dang. Hopefully it'll be glaringly obvious which one they go into, he says. I'll be back momentarily after this short ad break. 98B is obviously this one, because we're looking at that from the inside view. So this is the one where he's bending down and to the right. 98B, the plate, is going to be that one, by the look of it, because it's got that little cutout there, which corresponds with the little cutout down there. So this appears to be the fellow that sits in here, and that does indeed fit nicely. And we need 2 KP screws for this. We have a packet of KP screws. That's all we have, KP screws. So obviously these are all using KP screws. So let's find, whoops. Let's get one on the screwdriver and Iron Man assemble. Nice and firm. We obviously now need the front piece to go with that, and it's the bendy down to the right one, which should be this one. So 98C, which indeed is this one, and 98D, which is that one, because no, it's not that one. I apologise. Unreservedly, it is not that one at all. It is not that one. It's that one. Wow. Only 3 to choose from, and I got it wrong twice. It's that one, because obviously we're looking at the shape of this and just kind of matching the shapes up here. But none of these actually have identifying letters or numbers, which is a little bit frustrating. This obviously should, like a good little plastic piece, slot into its appropriate doofer nicely, and it does, which is always a good start. We like that. So we will go ahead and fasten this on, which again is held with 2 KP screws. So here we go. We'll zoom in a little bit so you can see that in a bit better detail. So those are little shelves which hold the ray gun shaped crotch pieces, held by 2 screws each. These fasten together obviously with some additional bits and pieces to come, presumably, because we don't have any more pieces yet. So obviously the last two magazines that are coming are going to be related to building these together. Obviously we're missing push buttons, as you can see down here. We're missing push buttons for the butt pieces, which act as the release lever. So the next step, zooming back up so you can see, so the next step is to repeat the exact same procedure on this. Obviously this one goes in here because it's got the cutaway, and that just slots in like so, and it has the opposite shape to the other one, so you can't get it the wrong way around. This time we've only got two choices, and then this one in here, and likewise they are held. Likewise they are held by KP screws. I'm going to go ahead and fit those, and we'll be back in a moment with those. And we're back with 2 spare screws. Strangely, no 3 spare screws. Interesting. We've got 3 spare screws at the moment, none in the other packet, which is a little odd. We've got a bendy to the left and a bendy to the right. We've got a bendy to the left and a bendy to the right abdomen and butt section, or rather a butt section to connect to the abdomen section. So this is obviously what's going to all make up the posability to do the superhero landing, dramatic pose and all that kind of guff. The only thing that's a potential negative at the moment is, again, looking back at this, is the fact that this is screwed together, and with that screwed together, of course, you can't easily clip it on and off. So depending on how well that holds, I might just do away with those screws that hold that together and have this just clipped on, because I'm not likely to be doing any ridiculous over-the-top poses with it, other than when I first initially play with it, because of course we're all going to do that. Why else would we be building it? So that's magazines 97 and 98. I'm going to pop those aside for the moment, along with their little butt pieces, and flip over the page, and this shows the different action poses, so that you've got you can do one with the bendy abdomen section, and he looks like he's doing a little dance. It's kind of cool. And obviously we can't do the bendy butt sections until we get the final parts, which are clearly going to be in magazines 99 and 100. Excellent. We've got an assembly check magazine, so let's take a look at that. In fact, what we'll do the boring bit. We'll do the boring bit because, I mean, I call this a boring bit, but some of you guys might actually like this. Some of you might be interested in it. I honestly don't know. I'm kind of not enough of a comic book fan to really know. But some of you might like this, and that's cool. So we've got magazine 95, War Machine, Model B. Is that Model B or Model 8? Model 8, sorry. Return of the Mandarin. That's not the Mandarin. And we've got, oh, cool. That's kind of hardcore. Ooh, nice. What's this then? Special equipment for Arno Stark. Okay. That's kind of cool. Kind of cool. Very mecha. I like that. We've got one with big, massive Wolverine type claws. I like that. That's cool. Anything with Wolverine claws is cool. We've got the Build-A-Bits. We've got some nice artwork there. Marvel Vision's Unexpected Artists. This is obviously a feature on various artists over the years, which is quite interesting. One of the things I've always loved about comic books is the artwork. I mean, I love artwork. I love cartoony type artwork. I love manga, anime, that kind of thing. And comic book artwork is just great. It's just great. And for somebody to sit there and draw an entire comic book, especially back in the days where everything was drawn by hand individually. They used to use sort of layers of tracing paper, all that kind of thing. But everything was hand done, hand drawn cells. For animations and things. Amazing. Some real skill and a lot of very, very talented people that just frankly don't get the recognition they deserve. That's magazine 95. Magazine 96, War Machine Model 9. A brotherhood to which Black Bolt belongs. The Illuminati. Now, obviously, we saw the Illuminati in the Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, which was interesting. We know that guy. I'm assuming, I don't know if is it the same guy? That's the guy that was in Infinity War, of course. And Thanos there. Yeah, it must be the same one, because, yeah, it's all that kind of thing. Got the buildy bits. This was a long drawn out buildy bits. It was good, that one. I like that one. Lots to do. Iron cameos. Where is Iron Man? Got some interesting, fun looking cartoony bit down there with some have a go superhero types by the look of it. Kind of cool. We have got a list of magazines, a list of comic books rather. This must be special cameos to do with Iron Man, maybe. Squirrel Girl. Who doesn't love Squirrel Girl? I don't know anything about Squirrel Girl, but what a cool idea. I mean, I don't know what her superpowers are, but come on. It's got to be amazing. War Machine Model 9. War Machine, how many models are there? Well, 9 as far as we know so far. Magazine 97, The Stark Saga, Iron Man 3030, A Bullet from a God. Message from the Future, time travel thing maybe? Buildy bits, where we are. The Stark Saga Family Tree, some Howard Stark stuff, I would guess, yeah, Howard Stark. And some weird white Iron Man thing. Oh, ice spikes. Okay, Iron Man ice suit, maybe? I don't know. How strange. Well, that's an interesting comic book cover. We've got Iron Man's face being melted off by a head laser man. The Biological Parents. Ooh. And that's the end of that one. And then, magazine 98, Namor the Submariner. And James Rhodes on the front in alternating bands of Iron Patriot and War Machine. Kind of cool. Iron Patriot with Stars and Stripes. Dark Avengers. Sounds interesting. So yeah, we've got some very cool artworky stuff going on here. That's kind of weird. What's going on there? That's like Thor and Punisher combined. How strange. Not sure what that's all about. Thunisher. I don't know. Strange one. Anyway, Iron Patriot's Legacy. And we've got the Iron Patriot suit, which of course is the War Machine suit painted up. As far as I'm aware, that's all it is. That's all it was. I don't know, unless you comic book guys out there know more. Namor, friend or foe? This is a character we've obviously not seen. I don't know. I don't really know anything about. I know a little. I know who Namor is. I've seen comic books when I was a kid. I don't know much about the character, about his origins, what it's all about. I always thought it looks a little bit like Mr. Spock. Always had a bit of a Mr. Spock vibe because I did like Star Trek as a kid. And frankly, after the Aquaman thing, I'm just not sure a live-action movie with him could be that interesting. I don't know. And, I'd watch it if they made one because I don't know anything about it. But, again, some of you guys out there that might know more about Namor, feel free to chip in the comments. Where are we? In the comments below. Some very cool artwork down here. Big pointy teeth fish. That looks like Professor X. Yes, it is. It's Professor X. That was a good guess. It was the bald head. So we've got a member of the Fantastic Four, and we've got Black Bolt, is that, and some others. And yeah, looks kind of cool. Okay, that's the end of that one. And then we get an extra magazine. This is the assembly check. So this, obviously, now we've got the whole thing set up, as you can see here. This shows us all of the relevant points for the assembly check bits, how to adjust things, separating the legs if you need to adjust anything for tightness, which is handy to know. That's quite good. This is a useful one to keep aside, separate from the others, because it's got some handy hints and tips. Dismantling the hips, popping out these side covers so we can again tighten up the ball joints on the hips, dismantle them if need be. Reassembly of the legs, removing the arms for adjustment. Now that is potentially going to be useful because the arms are a little bit floppy on mine. and I want to tighten those up so that they'll actually hold a pose. Things like the ball joints and the wrist and stuff, I don't know what I'm going to do with those yet. Some of those are a bit too floppy for my liking, but there will be a way to get that sorted out. We will cross that bridge when we come to that railway crossing. And that's adjusting, removing, adjusting the arms. Ah, yeah, so we can easily access the ball joints to actually get the shoulder bits tightened up, which is good. We just need to work on the elbowy bits. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is where we are at. Thank you for watching so far, and please don't forget to tune in for the ultimate final episode, which will hopefully be in 2 or 3 weeks' time, because the final payment for the magazine has gone out. I usually get a notification of shipping about a week after that, and then it normally takes a week-ish, but of course the whole Royal Mail situation at the moment, there's no guarantees on that, but as soon as that turns up, I'm going to get that out, and I'm so looking forward to getting the final finished thing done and dusted. Even though it's technically finished, it's not technically finished, because of course we've got 2 different butt pieces and so many more poses that we can put them in. So amazing. Thanks for watching. We will see you in the next video. If you like this, give it a thumbs up and a like. Feel free to comment down below. I will answer each and every question to the best of my abilities, and we will see you in the next one.